If all else fails, call in the artillery. Hello YouTube, this is Chriz Maniac, your friendly neighborhood maniac, bringing you folks another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. And this battle is against WotJon, the very dangerous NU Pokemon trainer from Poland, and we are having a Pokemon battle all the way from NU to UU. And I didn't bring any UU Pokemon, I just brought a whole bunch of Pokemon that kind of work together. And his Pokemon look very dangerous and scary, especially that Victini. Every time Victini could come in, I get annihilated by a very powerful move, so I have to keep on my toes for that Victini the whole match, because Victini is a big threat to my team. Victini can destroy my whole team in one shot, basically. And that thing is throwing a Shorty Scarf probably, so it would outspeed most of my team members. Anyways, I bring out Shoutout just so I can taunt his Stealth Rocker, and I think his Stealth Rocker is Meanwhile, or Mawile, because they actually could carry Stealth Rock if you played any from last gen. And him switching out right there confirms my suspicions that he is indeed carrying the Stealth Rock. Anyways, in comes Frillish, and I taunt that thing, which is nice because these things can't really do much like offensively. They mostly like Will-O-Wisp and stuff. So I bring out True Virtuos so I could like set up a Stealth Rock on his switch, and he can't do anything to me with Scald basically because I have Water Absorb, and they got +1, which is really nice. And then comes Meanwhile, his Mawile, and I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm still thinking that this is an offensive Mawile with Sheer Force and like Ice Punch or something, but he really doesn't. And but I switch out right there because I'm scared of an Ice Punch, and I bring in Chimerical so I can resist any move that he brings at me. And right here, I take a look at his set. I'm like, whoa, Thunder Wave, Seismic Toss, Stealth Rock, and I forgot what his last move is, but it's a defensive Mawile, which is really interesting. Oh yeah, he has Pain Split as his last move. So yeah, defensive Mawile. I've never seen that in 6th gen yet. So he sets up Stealth Rocks, and that kind of sucks, but that's good too, because now I can bring out my, what's it called, my mixed, what's this thing called, Magmortar, and hit something really hard with a move. So, and he comes his Frillish, he can't really take much from me. I actually predict that switch. Actually, no, never mind, I don't. Never mind. So I go for a Thunderbolt, he gets paralyzed right here, which is very lucky in my part. But it doesn't really matter because I could knock him out next turn with another Thunderbolt, and he wouldn't be able to outspeed me anyways, like if he even didn't get paralyzed. Anyways, he switches out his Mawile right there, and comes Guns N' Roses, and that's a beautiful name for a Mawile. That kind of makes sense because it has roses, duh. And I Thunderbolt that thing. It does a pretty decent amount of damage to it, considering that's a special wall most likely. But yeah, with my Electrical Recall, I will take myself out. So down goes my what's his face? My Mortar without even doing much. Anyways, I bring in this Nancy just so I can taunt this thing, because I know this thing likes to just taunt and stuff, and it can't really like it can't really do much after a taunt. And Sludge Bomb wouldn't take me out, and I can take it out with a Chatter. So that thing is scared out, and in comes Frillish, and I could just Chatter this thing to death basically and take it out. So my Chatot is actually doing a good number of work on this team, and I even get a Parafuse on this Frillish. That's really funny. So I can 2-hit KO that Frillish, and down goes the Frillish. So my Chatot actually threatens a big part of his team because I outspeed a lot of his team, and I hit his team very well with Chatter, especially his Sock, his Roserade, and I can't think of any other Pokemon, but yeah. Anyways, it comes his AC-130, his Swallow, yeah. And I bring in Binky just so I can intimidate this thing, and I'm hoping to take a hit from this thing and survive a hit 2-hit KO. But he goes for the Protect and a Switch, so I'm like, oh, phew. Then I can survive one hit, and I can get off a Play Rough in this guy and hit something very hard. And this is my Banded Granbull. So yeah, get wrecked, WotJon, because next Pokemon that you're gonna bring in is gonna get a lot of damage. Anyways, he brings in Meanwhile, his own Mawile, and yeah, after that Intimidate, I'm brought down to neutral damage, but this Play Rough actually doesn't do anything, never mind. So I can't really do much versus this Mawile, and I'm locked into Play Rough, so I have to switch out right here. And he actually switches out first, and he brings in his Guns N' Roses, expecting my Chatot to come in or something. Or he's expecting like a double switch from me. I mean, a switch from me, so that was a very good double switch by WotJon. And in comes this Nasty again. I'm like, oh, okay, this is still a good matchup for me. I don't really care. Anyways, I just go for the chatter on this thing, and not go for the taunt because I think he might go for the offensive move this time. So with a chatter, I can take that thing out, and that's very strange. I took out a Rose Raid, and that thing didn't outspeed me. And if that was a special wall, it would have been able to survive a couple of hits. And yeah, that's really strange. Maybe that's an offensive. I mean, max HP, and I don't know. I don't know my mobile. I mean, my chatter destroyed that thing. But anyways, yeah, Chad's a beast. that's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, he goes for Facade with his AC 130, and it does so much damage to Binky, even though that thing is a -1. And I get Binky out of there, and I bring in Truth for Chose so I can take a move from this thing, and I can stall that with Protect. I mean, not with Protect, but with Recover and stuff. So he goes for the U-turn right here, and that actually does. He's protecting me very well because he hit my Binky, my Granbull, very hard, and he went for a U-turn, dealing super effective damage on my Krayley. So that's a very good play in his part. Anyways, I'm like, okay, this thing is gonna V-create me. I could probably take one shot because I am some physical wall, but that thing turns out to be a special Victini, and I'm like, okay, wow. At least Blue Flare looks pretty, but with that, my wall on this team is down, and now this thing could just nuke anything that comes in and destroy my Pokemon every time it comes in. So I see his set. He has Thunder, he has Blue Flare, and a couple of other moves that I forgot. Anyways, in comes his Eiffel 65, his Sock, and with that Sock coming in, I can just hit it up with a Thunder and deal a lot of damage to it. And actually, that's not enough. That's not even a 2-hit KO. And I don't really want to risk a miss or that thing living, so I bring out Binky again just to sack it. Just sack it to the Stealth Rocks, and then bring in my Chatot safely because I can outspeed this thing and hit it up with Chatter and take it out. So in comes Distant Nancy, and it's my MVP for a lot of matches for some reason. And this Pokemon is deceptively weak, but it still does a lot of work, which is awesome. Anyways, he braces himself with Endure, and from that I know he's a reversal set, but that doesn't really matter because I can outspeed him next turn anyways. But right here, he gets confused, and he actually has the speed boost, so I'm like, whoa, okay, if this thing doesn't get confused this turn, this thing could potentially sweep me. So I'm hoping for a confuse right here. He gets confused, and that thing takes itself out. So down goes Sock, and that is awesome, because now my child is not in danger anymore. Anyways, here comes AC 130, and I'm like, wow, okay, AC 130 is probably gonna take me out. And my child actually did enough work this battle, so he can now rest in his Pokeball, or rather, she can rest now in his Pokeball, and yeah, live out. I mean, like, I just watched the rest of the match. Anyways, I bring in AC 130, I bring out Chimerical, and I have my own Swallow now, and then I can outspeed it with my Choice Scarf, and then U-turn. My last Pokemon is, my other Pokemon is, what's it called? Is my clawitzer, or is that the wrong name for it? I think that's his pre-evo, but I'm gonna call it clawitzer from now. But yeah, I have my clawitzer as my last Pokemon, and I am hoping to live Thunder from the Victini, or that Victini would miss its Thunder. So, because I have Salt Fest and have max HP, so I bring out Yamamoto, the strongest Japanese battleship in existence, and the strongest ship, I mean the strongest battleship in the whole world actually, but ever made. So that's what I named it after. I Water Pulse that Mawile, hoping to take that one shot, because if that thing gets preliminary damage on my Clawitzer, then I wouldn't be able to live a Thunder from this Victini. I have no chance to do that. Anyways, he goes for Thunder and it connects, so I'm like, no, GG, you beat me. But my Clawitzer lives on 24 HP, and I Water Pulse for the win on that Victini, and it gets taken out. So I guess max HP and Assault Vest on Clawitzer really pays off and sometimes. And WotJon actually told me later on after the battle that his Victini was Choice Specs. So even with a Choice Specs Thunder from a Victini, and that's incredible. That's just incredible. Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this battle, with this really odd MU to UU battle. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you folks next time.